Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 16th to the 30th, 2021 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aries, October 16th to 30th, 2021 Aries, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Fantastic. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have Judgment, and we have the Lovers, which is also Aries, Aries, which is Gemini energy. So if we have Gemini within our natal chart, Aries, this is going to come through very powerfully at our root. But this is also a sense of rebirth towards what we love, towards what we desire, and not just what we think we're supposed to desire. It moves us then to the Four of Cups, a love coming in, something coming in that has been overlooked. Journey, which in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is equivalent to Temperance, so that's Sagittarius energy. If we have Sagittarius within our natal chart, that's coming through very powerfully in our inner self, but there's a sense of balance, there's a sense of greater understanding. Again, we have Judgment coming out. There can be a way that we felt judged, all right? We can't have judged ourselves for the position that we have, for the place that we are, especially if we're not where we want to be. There's going to be the sense of, why did I fail? What could I have done differently? But there's also the sense of, I'm coming out of a shell that I have been in for a really long time, or this kind of depression, this kind of sense of, I don't get to have what it is that I really desired, that I really wanted. And it leads us to the Seven of Swords. Now we're starting to look at here this sense of betrayal, this sense of hurt. Now, this could have been a failure when we kind of first came out of the gate, when we started into the workforce. This can be a hurt that somebody spoke over us, almost like a curse that somebody spoke over us that we've been spending our whole life trying to either rebel against or trying to say, what, that's not my truth anymore. And it took us so much time just to be able to name it, just to be able to pinpoint it. What is a curse? A curse is simply negativity spoken over us, directed in our energy vibrational sphere that seeps into us, that we start to believe. And there's a sense here of not believing lies anymore. It leads us to the Empress. It leads us to being pregnant with possibilities, to being powerful. And it leads us to the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If we're born on the cusp, with Taurus, or if we have earth sign energy within our natal chart, that's coming through very powerfully in our public arena self. So let's look at the energy we have to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Aries needs to be mindful of? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's the King of Cups. Now, it can be if we're born on the cusp with Pisces. It can be if we have a lot of water sign energy within us, that we start to have everything led by the heart. And this isn't to embrace kind of that cruelty of, lead with the mind, not with the heart. Don't, waste your money on things that are simply emotional. That's not what this is saying at all. But this is saying don't fall into emotional traps. It's going to be very easy to fall into emotional traps, and also to be emotionally manipulated during this time. There is somebody here who has a very loud bark, and their bite may be just as bad as their bark, but there's the sense of this person who just hollers at things, at us, that just is demanding that we listen to them, that we pay attention to them, that if they kind of throw this giant adult hissy fit often enough, we'll have to turn around and see them. And that's going to be something very much to be mindful of during this time. That's the negative aspect of the King of Cups. And it can't even be that we ourselves kind of want to throw a hissy fit, want to be like, this isn't fair, this isn't right. What we're seeing during this time, Aries, is don't complain about it. Do act, change it. And that can sound so easy to say and so hard to do, but this is going to be a time where that impetuous determination, we have the Empress right here. We have the beautiful counterpart to our Emperor coming forward. We have this determination, this focus, this insight, these ideas that guide us as an Aries. And this is saying utilize it, and don't fall into the trap of it's easier for other people, or it shouldn't be this hard. It kind of is what it is. And now it is the time that we start to mold our future, mold ourselves, and say, I can do so much more than even I realized. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And that's clarity. That's the third eye chakra. That's all of a sudden we're able to see things so much more clearly, so much more powerfully, with so much more insight. And there's a sense here of needing that little bit of harshness with ourselves, because I know what Spirit was saying earlier can sound very harsh, and it's like, okay, well, I'm trying, and things are hard, and it's a complicated time. And that's most definitely the case. It's not to be cruel to ourselves, it's not to be angry with ourselves, but it is to know that during this time especially, there is this power to us, and there's this determination to us that other people don't get to decide our fates for us. There's this sense of, I am stepping forward in such a profound, intense way, and it's bringing clarity into my life. It's having me see things more openly and more honestly than before. It leads us to this place of judgment. It leads us to this place of being forged by the fires of doubt and fear, the fires of anger and upset, the fires of hurt and pain. And what we're seeing here is that we're rising out of this stronger and more determined. What we're seeing is that the scars have collectively made us stronger. Even though they might wound us at times, they might bring us down at times, there is this sense of, if it wasn't for the hardship, I wouldn't know how to focus. I wouldn't know what it is that I really want now. And it leads us to falling in love. It leads us to the lovers. It leads us to the sense of, I'm not being fooled by what I think I should love, what I think I should want, because it is shiny and pretty, and because, everybody else oohs and ahs over it. This is what's right for me. When it comes to our career, when it comes to our finances, this is a time where we're really smart. And this is also the time where we find ourselves kind of veering off of the herd, veering away from what everybody else wants, and to what we really want, what we really value, what's truly important to us. There's a sense here with our inner selves. Now, this can be I've been working so hard that I don't even get a time to rest. This can be more things are just put on my plate, and I'm not sure how I'm going to balance this. I was just balancing things, now, and now I have an extra thing put on. But this is going to be showing us this beautiful power that's coming forward in our lives. This is going to be showing us something more clearly. Now, it can be that, I'm moving forward in this direction instead of this direction, because I've seen things more clearly. I've seen things more openly and honestly for myself, and I'm not being held back or denied or hurt or, let down by anybody else. I'm moving forward to what I want, to what I need. And divinity is saying, I've been opening this door for you for so long. I'm so happy that you walked through it. But the cup that is coming in, the blessing that comes in, it doesn't look like anything. Actually, a lot of times we look at it as, oh my gosh, this is extra work. Like, oh my gosh, I have to deal with this. Oh my gosh, this is more stuff on my plate. What the heck? And now what divinity is telling us is that there's power and there's insight and there's passion here that moves us forward. And it brings us to this journey, but it also brings us to balance. It brings us to a balance of where it is that we want to be, of what it is that we desire. We're really kind of clearing house here. We're cleaning things up. We're getting things focused. And we're saying, what do I want and what don't I want? How do I want to move forward? And how can't I, even think of pretending anymore? Where is it that I need to be? What is it that I want to be? When it comes to our career, there's going to be a lot of people sharing their opinions. We need to step back from everybody else's words, everybody else's way of doing things, and say, what's right for me? What do I need? What do I desire? Where do I want to be? What's important to me and what isn't? What am I willing to sacrifice for? And what am I tired of sacrificing for? Because we're having this balance come in. We're having ourselves understand ourselves a lot more. And we're starting to hear this call within our hearts. And it's to move away from the lies. It's to move away from the deceits and the hurts and the pains. It's also to stop putting ourselves down and stop dealing with other people's betrayals, and sitting there and thinking, oh, well, I've earned this. I wasn't as perfect as I was supposed to be, or I wasn't perfect. And what Spirit is saying here is that it doesn't matter how perfect or not perfect you are. What matters is that we're moving towards our goal and we don't feel like we're drowning every single day. What matters is that we're determined and we are focused and we are insightful. The judgment here within our own hearts is rising out of a slumber that we've been put in, a stasis almost that we've been existing in, and yet never fully found our power, our insight, our voice, and our determination. So this is a time where we gather up what we need, we leave what we don't want. Our subconscious, our inner child is going to be taking some things along with us. It's going to be like, wait, you need this. You can't move forward without it. And yet it's something that we don't want to bring into our present. We don't want to have dragging us down anymore. Our heart is going to be very open with us during this time, a little bit more blunt with us than it usually is. And it leads us to the Empress in the public arena. Now, we can be finding a person who is kind of our perfect match, who is that perfect challenge. Now, this could be, because we're talking about money and career, this could be the person that kind of balances us out. But this is also the idea that we are creating something more. This is the idea of what I had originally set off, what I thought somebody else could give me. They can't. I am creating this myself. I am birthing this forward into existence, into power, into understanding, into focus, into my life, myself, my wants, my needs. And that's changing the game. And as I'm changing the game, I'm finding me. As I'm finding me, I'm embracing my voice, but I'm also embracing my right to claim my throne, to know my worth, to not undersell myself anymore. And it brings us to the Knight of Pentacles. It brings us to this person who slowly and steadily moves towards prosperity, who slowly and steadily is building up momentum to achieve, to succeed, and to go after what it is they want. There is a sense here of I'm defending my wealth. I'm not, selling myself short anymore. I'm not giving myself the short end of the stick. I'm not, putting myself down. I am able to move forward towards what I need, towards what I desire, and where it is that I want to be. And again, this is a slow progress. We can get really frustrated, Aries, because we want things to happen quickly. This is slow. This is steady. This is methodical. This is lasting. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, which is the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. But we also have to be very mindful of our bosses or people in power. This is going to be a time where we can find that we don't like to be told what to do. We don't want them to dictate to us anything. This can also be a time that we're having really great ideas. We're kind of looking at how things can be improved, but they don't want to hear it because it's not coming from them. And this can be a time where we start thinking of other options forward. We start saying, why can't I step away from this? Or, can I step away from this? Can I move forward in a different way? We have to pay our bills, right? We have to pay our bills. We have to uphold our responsibilities. That's intrinsically important. That relieves so much stress from us. But we don't have to be anybody's servant. We just don't. And that's going to be something that's very big here during this time, Aries. It moves us to the chakra message of angels and masters. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. Our angels are watching over us. Divinity is guiding us. There is a sense of being loved and being protected. And that's very beautiful to know and to really understand. Our subconscious rooted energy is the devil. We're going to be very drawn to, now this is Capricorn energy, but we're also going to be very drawn to earthly and material acquisitions. It's actually going to be more about the hunt than it is actually going to be about what we are hunting. So this is going to be a time where if we can start to hone that intensity, if we can start to look at what it is that we truly want, what we truly enjoy, why we love that hunt, like what is it that we're doing at this time that's making us feel exhilarated, and chase that and move forward with that, that's going to be the best thing. But our doubts, our insecurities, our, addictions, our bad coping mechanisms come in and they want to trip us up. They want to say you can't have the world that you want because whatever, it's going to give some lame excuse. It's going to be you're not worthy of it. It's going to be this is for different type of people. It's going to be whatever it is going to be. And what Spirit is saying here is stop letting those words have the power over us, because we can let the devil rule our whole entire life. We can let the chaos of human nature and of nature in and of itself take over. And that's not where we want to stand. At our root, we're starting to see what we love. We're starting to see what we want, but we're also starting to really firmly plant ourselves on this earth and say, this is me. And we are going to find the oddest things that bring us more security within our voice, within who we are and what we love and what we want. And it moves us to our subconscious inner self. And that's the 4 of air. We have to give ourselves credit for all the muck and the mire that we have been through. We have to take time to rest. We have to understand that we are going to soar higher than we had thought possible. But that's because we're honoring the journey that we have been on. We're honoring the path that we have taken. It moves us then to our subconscious inner self, which is the 3 of Wands. In our emotional self right here, this is a sense of my heart knows that there's something better on the horizon for me. Now, we're absolutely going after it. We're not sitting back and waiting for somebody to rescue us. This is a sense of subconsciously seeing new horizons open up, seeing new determination guide us forward, seeing things start to come into focus, start to come into alignment. And it leads us then to our subconscious public self, and that's the King of Pentacles. Subconsciously, we're going from the person who is consciously defending what it is that is prosperous and bountiful to them, to the person who is honoring and honing and who has already achieved. In our psyche, we are successful, and we just have to kind of follow that trend of thought forward, move it into the reality that we want and into the place that we need to be. There's also going to be this business dealing here, or something to the extent of if you wanted to start your own business, if you were thinking of working on a side project and thought maybe I can bring it out into the world, this is the time to definitely do so. This is a time of what we sow, we reap the harvest of. So that's going to be a very good thing. All right. Yeah. Okay, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the journey that is surprising us during this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries.